Hey there, Bats. This is Disaster, and today we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy XIV. And I'm coming from the perspective of a WoW World of Warcraft role player. And I've been playing World of Warcraft for about a decade. I quit a few months ago, and I started role-playing in Warlords of Draenor despite not really liking the story. But I'll do another video on World of Warcraft and what I think about the story, probably multi-parter, and Shadowlands will get its own video dedicated to it, and that's the expansion that I ended up leaving. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Today is about Final Fantasy. So, full disclaimer, I did the A Realm Reborn skip, and a lot of people recommend to not do that if you are starting the game and interested in the story. So, I couldn't get into it. I just looked up some videos to catch myself up on that lore. Other people will probably tell you not to do that, so it's a person's individual experience. But so I'm starting with Heavensward, and from here on out there will be major spoilers for Final Fantasy with regard to Heavensward, Stormblood, and a tiny bit of Shadowbringers. Now, in terms of Heavensward, my first reaction is that I absolutely adore it. It is a great theme. I have to say, out of the expansions, aside from one part of Stormblood, it is my favorite. I do love the theme that, you know, church bad, you know, always good considering, you know. But also, yeah, dragon theme. Now, Final Fantasy Dragon lore is absolutely wonderful. I feel really bad for Husvalgur, whose name I probably can't pronounce very well. But yeah, the backstory there, very phenomenal. I did like how he came through in the end. That was really cool, how we ended up fighting on our side for the most part and fighting for peace. And let me tell you, that post-patch content where the dragon lady, who I'm horrible with names, I can't remember her name, but where she ended up getting really hurt by Nidhogg when she saved that child, though, prior to that. Awesome. I don't think I saw that coming. I kept on yelling, come on, just fly in, you got this. I don't know if I believe my words, but it ended up happening, so I'm proud of that. As for Nidhogg, I can understand why he is the way he is. I mean, the Elezen butchered his sister and betrayed everything. Who wouldn't go into a fiery rage and try to kill everyone? So, but I also understand why he was the major threat and he needed to be put down. He just could not let go of it, and he didn't understand that the children of the people who did this are not to blame for it, so he had to be put down. Going into individual characters, I would have to say my favorite of this expansion would be Hilda. I know she's a bit more of a side character, but I mean, come on. Dark hair, red eyes, love her. But, so she's amazing. I need to learn more about her, so I'm going to be doing the Machinist class on my Mikote Fallen. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so moving on from Hilda, I would say, let's see, Forteau, Edmond Forteau, love him. His voiceover, and so they came. Loved it. He did such a good job. So he was very enjoyable. Ermic, I was very shifty on in the beginning. I didn't know if I was gonna like him, but I came around. He came to be a really liked character. I really like him now. Probably like a lot of the Final Fantasy player base. Estinian is in the same boat. It took me a long time to get used to him and to like him. I didn't like him at first at all, but now I think that he's a really cool character. Really love him. He's come through a lot. Forteau's sons, they were, you know, I like the older son a bit better. Then, obviously, the younger one was a brat, and I still think he's a brat, to be honest. Like, the pre-patch didn't really, or not post-patch did not really change that. It did a little bit. He did have some rich character development, so in the end I was sort of at peace with him, so it was good. I'm not good at names, so I'm sorry, and hopefully people will know what I'm talking about vaguely. My babbling. Let's see. Oh yeah, oh my goodness, if you get enough power, you become your own god and can do a lot of horrible stuff. Very interesting. The motive behind the villain Thoradin the 7th, I believe? Hopefully I'm correct. Oh, no one can ever do any wrong when I'm up there. Reminded me a lot of certain, it's just not a good motive. It's big yikes, so glad that they were able to put him down. Ice Lady, not good at names. The one who worked with Midsummer. She was very interesting. It was interesting how she kind of became Shiva, but it was because she believed that she was anyway, and not because she was. But her sacrifice in the story in the end, I was really interested in there, so I liked that a lot. I can't think of much else to say. I just really enjoyed Heaven's Word. If I haven't mentioned the Moogles yet, this is like, my third take, because I'm having problems with my camera. So anyway, I'll mention Moogles again if I haven't already. The Moogle lore was a lot of fun. When I joined Final Fantasy, I was like, why do people like these things? They're obnoxious. Well, I found out that they're adorable, fuzzy little derps, and I can see why people like Moogles, so yep. Heaven's Web made me like Moogles. Will I eventually have a Moogle stuffed animal behind me someday? Probably. Moving on to Stormblood. Lots of good things there. Hien. Love Hien. I can't think of anything wrong with Hien, actually. And that he's just a likable character, you know? I liked him a lot. Man, the fight with Stormblood, though, against the Empire, it just made me really, gotta destroy them, gotta get rid of them, gotta free everyone, you know? Get them! So I enjoyed the Stormblood storyline. I really enjoyed freeing Doma, and then later Alamigo. I loved learning about all of that lore. It was very enjoyable. Playable Lupin, please. I thought they were adorable. They're good boys. Let's see. Man, they had some villains in there that were really just heart-wrenching. Fordola. There we go. Fordola was, I hated her so much, and wanted to see her completely be obliterated. But I was surprised. She had a very interesting redemption arc. She's not technically redeemed, but, I have such mixed feelings about her. It was such good writing. Then there's Yatsuyu. Yatsuyu, oh my goodness. Whew, I've got such mixed feelings on her, too. Again, a really good, well-written villain. I'm very sad in the end with what happened to her. I was really hoping that she would get this second chance, that, she wouldn't turn around and be terrible with those memories. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. She died in the end as a, I don't know. Very mixed feelings, as you can tell, I have. But all in all, very solemn, very, very sad, heartbreaking story. So, again, wonderful, phenomenal writing there. And let's see. Oh, right, as throwback to Heaven's Word, we do learn about the Warriors of Darkness in that issue. I like how the seeds were sown there. Drop back to Stormblood, though. I'm not getting to my favorite part of Stormblood yet, I'm saving that. Right, because I can't remember his name, but the one who's helping Yatsuyu, big samurai guy who self-sacrificed and got shot in the back, during the flooding of the palace. Him, yeah. I don't really remember his name very well. And I don't know. In the end, I liked him. He was a great character. But prior to that, in the end, and what he did, he's just... The part where he was putting the palace before people's lives, I didn't like that. I didn't like his character there. Hien kind of put him in his place, which was great. So I was glad about that. Lise was a rat a lot. I didn't like her. It took me a long time to like Lise, but she rose to the occasion. I think she had some good character development, but man, did I not like her in the end there. Conrad's story. He was a good character. I liked him a lot. It was really sad. I do remember shedding quite a few tears when he died. So his story got me a little bit choked up. Really well written character though, certainly. Yup. Nago as well. She's a good kitty. I liked her a lot. Wonderful characters. And Stormblood. Heaven's Word too, obviously, but Stormblood and we're still the subject. I think I covered everything. Oh yeah, Y'shtola in the end. Oh, well that's relevant to something else. Never mind. I'm gonna actually go into it now. So, my favorite part of Stormblood. The race that I will rant about, like I do with Sand Lane. The Arazela. Oh my goodness. I absolutely adore their lore. I could rant about them all day. I'll probably do a separate video for them. So the Zela, very, very tribal, very warlike species, fighting with honor and all of that sort of thing. Absolutely love it. Love how they're not really going to ever be invaded, or, well, people avoid invading them anyway, because they're just so powerful and tough. and love their religion with the, is it sun god and moon goddess, I believe? Yeah. That was really interesting. But let's get into my 2 favorite characters of the franchise, even though they don't carry on, but that's okay. Magnai, the one who made me appreciate the concept of himbo, and Sadhu, who I absolutely love just how fierce she is and how she just absolutely is addicted to battle and just like, let's do this, let's go into battle and just butcher things. Absolutely love her. Love her attitude. Emulates a lot of my characters. And I do ship her and Magnai, yeah. Love just is great. All in all, absolutely love the steps. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of side quests there. I enjoyed the mall and the strawberry Zayla. It's just a really good time. So I love the Zayla. Gosh, I'm gonna have to do a lot of research and just go part by part, just because I'm just brimming with excitement for them. So my character is a Zayla. I've got a Zayla and a Mikote. Falls is my Mikote, Elias is my Zayla. And I was really excited to write my backstory and roleplay for him, because I'll be roleplaying him. So had such a good time going through that zone and learning more. He's Dothral. I love the Dothral and their idea of rebirth. Absolutely adore it. So all in all, just exceptional. Love it. As for Stormblood post-patch content, I had a good time. It was very lore-heavy. And again, that's where we learned the backstories of a lot of characters, so I thought it was very important content. Then, we get into Shadowbringers. I am just starting off with Shadowbringers, so I can't say very much on that expansion yet. But I will say I'm having a very good time. To give a hint as of this video as to where I just got to, I'll say Lahi. Any Final Fantasy people who would have gotten to that point will know what I'm talking about. Absolutely adored the fairies. Terrifying fight, the Fairy King fight. Absolutely terrifying. That's my favorite music in the game as of now, though, so yeah, love it. Wasn't able to focus on the music, though, because I was trying not to die the entire fight. But we're here to talk about the story, aren't we? I love Final Fantasy's fairy lore. Very dark. Dead children. Very dark. The frogs, whatever. I'm not very good at remembering that. Anyway, the frogs, a lot of fun. The ones that turned into drowned victims, so that was pretty dark. I love the winged camel birds. I'll eventually remember the names of those too. Love how they gain sentience and how just much they care about their masters. The dog people are great. One of the dog people yelled at Balls for trying to provide 3, legs of some sort of creature, as opposed to 2, and I learned in, a very quick way not to piss off the Fae by offering more than what they ask for, because then it's basically questioning their, whether or not they can do it right. So don't ever offer too much to the Fae. Falls got her ear almost bitten off, and she was not happy, so not happy. But all in all, really enjoying Shadowbringers a lot lately. I love the theme of the light is evil and dark is good. It's just such a good twist on things. We don't get enough of that in these days. It's all nuance. There is no nuance. It's always light is pure and amazing, dark is evil, blah blah blah. I like how Shadowbringers turns that onto its head. Totally game for killing those Sin Eaters, so yeah. So thank you for attending my little ramble on Final Fantasy XIV. I figured I would just go unscripted, talk about my thoughts. It's just a jumble of thoughts for Final Fantasy XIV from a World of Warcraft player and an author, someone who loves story, someone who plans on role-playing. And yeah, so as always, if you liked this video, like and subscribe. If you think that I should do some Final Fantasy XIV skit work, like with my previous skits, I can do that, certainly. Yeah, so have a nice night or day, Bats, whatever it is for you.